because dogs are mysterious. Dogs are mysterious. Good morning. It's March 4th. Fabulite. And I want to talk about medical apartheid. We have a presentation coming up at the museum. So stay tuned. It's a quick walk and talk. Good morning. Good morning. We were talking about the chemical warfare attack that you saw on Al Jazeera News in Mosul, which we don't know where it is.
Yeah,
that's why we need
to had a glimpse of it. They were saying the UN was going to investigate.
And I was kind of, well, it's so much mess going on. I don't know what to investigate, when to start investigating. So that kind of got me thinking about that medical apartheid thing. Can you hold this thing? Do you know how to make the camera? You don't have to take off your gloves to hold it.
I can't really.
So, what are your thoughts about medical apartheid? I know that they're going to be doing the presentation, the woman who wrote the book.
Well, for me, the book Medical Apartheid is a paradigm shift, just like the new Jim Crow was a paradigm shift for me. I mean, I guess I've always known that black people have been abused and oppressed and exploited in this country, but every time I get the specifics of how and when, and it just kind of jars you. And that definitely is an eye-opener, the Medical Apartheid book. I mean, we've all heard about the Tuskegee experiment, but to know that that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg and the one that got the publicity, and that it's going on even as we speak. There are people who are engaged in clinical trials. There are women who are taking birth control methods that are experimental. It just goes on. It's just unrelenting. When I think about people going into the hospital for treatment and they shoot them up with unnecessary radiation, and it's just ubiquitous and never ending here.
Yeah. And I feel like, I guess as black people, poor black people, we are at the extreme end of a continuum of, I guess, at the bottom of a hierarchy. But I feel like the whole system is constantly experimenting on people, and we don't know what these cell phones do. We didn't know what all of these electrical wires did. I remember when I was growing up, and I don't know if the statistics have changed or if it just started getting a lot less publicity, but there were so many children who started having leukemia. This child is dying of leukemia. This child has leukemia. And I remember reading something that spoke about the fact that a lot of this leukemia is attached or may be attached to all of these electrical wires, and how a lot of schools were sort of positioned or close to hubs for electricity. I don't remember what they're called, but and so that's why you were seeing all of these children with leukemia, because they in an experimental zone.
Plus they say that a lot of doctors and a lot of x-ray technicians believe and were taught that black people have denser bones and thicker skin and therefore need more radiation, which means that every time you go in for an x-ray, some technician may decide to give you more than the recommended dosage.
Not that the recommended dosage is anything healthy for you.
Correct. They say no exposure is the best exposure.
Yeah.
And then you think about
hold on.
Microwave.
Right.
Think about all the people that are eating irradiated food in addition to the exposure from cell phones. So
cell phones and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
When I remember when I was in New Jersey and I was house hunting and I was looking at these old houses, I'm like, dang, it's one electrical outlet in the whole house, basically. But it just shows how much more we use electricity now. You got 4 or 5 outlets in each room if it's a new build at least.
Right.
So what is that electric current doing for us? And in terms of people just believing, doctors and technicians just believing that black people have thicker skin or whatever.
They had it in medical literature and in the training books.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's just the belief, because I think I saw some research that was saying that they treat our pain less seriously than white people's pain.
Right. Black people don't need anesthesia.
Black people don't need as
experiment on us with no anesthesia whatsoever.
Black people don't need as much pain medication.
Right.
So if I say my pain is at a 10 and a white person say their pain is at a 10, then that white 10 is more valuable, more serious, more intense than my black 10.
Right. And if you say you at a 10, they suspect you on illegal drugs anyway.
Mm-hmm. So today there's a presentation at the museum, apparently by the same person who wrote this book.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday we'll be in rehearsal.
Tuesday at 6.
For Sister Act. But if you're in Detroit, in the Detroit area, Charles Wright Museum, Tuesday at 6.
It's free,
open to the public. It's going to be a presentation on
medical
apartheid. And the little snippets that I've heard from the book are very illuminating, well-researched, just eye-opening. So I encourage you to go. If you can't go, buy the book, Medical Apartheid. You got it on your Kindle, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get it on Kindle.
It's a New York Times bestseller now.
It's a New York Times bestseller now.
It's getting out there.
Okay. So, with that, good day, good evening, good afternoon. Be you, be fabulous you. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great rest of until I see you again. Mwah.